I'm Ace.
And this is Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies, with a review of Season 2 of
The Boys.
Woo! Let's get it. Hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't dedicate this video to our aunts in California who have been watching Season 2 with me. Ace was a little late to the game. But,
very late to the game.
Aunties, I hope you guys are watching this video. One auntie, I hope you subscribe after this video because of the shout out. So thank you. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate that. Ask 10 of your friends to subscribe as well. Also, if you're not an auntie, subscribe. Boom, boom. Hopefully the graphics. Boom, boom. Subscribe.
You don't even call them aunties.
I don't want to put the names out on social media.
Weird.
I mean,
you
on
say
YouTube.
aunts.
Aunties. But yeah, so you know, they love the boys. Everybody I know love the boys, except
I do not like the boys. I'm sorry. My family, I've let you down. My friends, I know y'all are just talking about like, oh, the boys are so good. I find the boys to be aggressively mediocre.
Yes, so he will come from that minority perspective, and I will speak.
You gotta throw race into it, man.
Wow, I will speak.
Why is your hood still on?
This is how I want to look for this video.
Are you gonna like green screen something over yourself? You got a bright green hoodie on.
This is just my jacket. You've seen me wear it for the past 4 to 5 years.
All right.
So I will be speaking for the majority of America who has put the boys on the map after Season 1, Season 2 greenlit, Season 3 greenlit, spinoff show with the college soups on the way. The Boys is the premier television for superhero action, raw gushy gush, and and a great story. This is great TV. This is top tier TV. This is storytelling for 24. This ain't the entry level course. This is when you're a senior and you're a biology major, but you gotta take some stuff outside of your major. So you take The Boys. That's what this is.
Did you take storytelling for 24?
I've said too much. But no, man. So
if you haven't seen The Boys, the premise is they're these superheroes. And that's pretty much it. Superheroes, they work for this company, and then, you know, what if superheroes were bad guys? Or what if they were realistic people and they weren't just paragons of goodness?
And that's the summary you get if all you took was Storytelling 101.
I'm trying not to give anything away for those who don't want to be spoiled in the first half, so I'm just saying that's just a broad world that the boys are in.
I appreciate that. They appreciate that. But can we do this justice? Like this show...
Can the boys do justice to me? I wasted 16 hours of my life over like 3 days to binge watch this show because Deuce bullied me into it. Like, oh man, let me just set this up. A couple months ago when he first started watching Boys, he was like, oh man, this is the greatest show. This is hyperbole, this is that, this is this. I'm like, oh, word dog? Word dog. And I couldn't believe it because Deuce has given me some very bad recommendations on TV shows before. And this was another one. He hyped it all the way up to 11, and it just wasn't that for me.
Okay, for him, but for most of just do a quick Google search right now. Press pause on this video.
Most Americans watched Lost for 20 years. That doesn't make it good. Lost was a bad show.
Never seen Lost.
Because it sucked.
Yeah, but that we were talking about The Boys, man. So Season 1, man, you know, we were spoiler free on this first half of the video, but we're assuming you've seen Season 1. And if you haven't, I'm about to spoil it. So the first, man, like when Homelander and Queen Maeve just come down, doom with the trucks, I reckon. I'm like, okay, this is something different. Then when A-Train...
It was just... That was... that first scene was nothing different. It was just superheroes being superheroes. Was the other stuff... I would admit, everything else in the season was different, but you can't say that first scene was any different than Iron Man landing and just fighting a bunch of terrorists, or Captain America going in on a Hydra ship or something, dog.
I believe that's hearsay. But,
no, I'm just saying, if you like it for what it is, but don't be trying to make stuff up to make it sound greater than it is, dog.
I'm saying, when Queen Maeve lands, like, this is, again, this is in the first 30 seconds, minute of the show, when those two nerdy boys were talking, you know, being voiced, and so she lands, like, name me a show, name me a movie that gets right to it like that. First 30 seconds. Like, I gotta watch a whole season of Game of Thrones to get some action and intrigue. Okay, we're not gonna talk about
the first scene of Game of Thrones is them, they're in the forest and they get murked by the White Walker. So first scene,
it's all mystery. Like this lets you know within a minute it's going down. 5 minutes later, A-Train runs through April. So again,
her name was Robin. He didn't even pay attention to the show. That's how mediocre the show is.
Good with names. I'm sorry. But so that's season 1 and everything that ensues. So now with season 2, they've laid the groundwork. They've introduced the characters. They've introduced the corporation, Vault. They've introduced who you're supposed to resonate with, who you know is crazy. And now they introduce someone else in Aya Cash's Stormfront. So the everything's laid out, man. You know, the boys, they're fugitives. This is again season 1 coming into season 2. It's like they're hiding out.
They're fugitives, but every episode they're just walking around and breaking into places. You know, season 1 they're like, oh man, the 7 Vault, they have the best security, man. They got more cameras than the police have. But then you just got Billy and the boys just walking around. Hey, let's just go to North Carolina. Hey, I'm just gonna break into a compound right now.
Come on, man, spoilers, man.
Come on, they don't know what I mean. I got the Billy Butcher shirt on, and he was just wearing Hawaiian shirts under trench coats. It was so weird.
I got the. What was his name? It wasn't the Emerald Archer. It was
The Emerald Archer is Green Arrow.
Yeah, no, but
Eagle.
Eagle Archer. I'm Eagle Archer. But
another character that didn't come to fruition for anything.
Yes. Okay, but come on, man. So everything's laid out. So they're on the run. They're trying to turn on Vault. They're trying to get people to realize everything about Compound V. All this stuff. So that's the premise. Stormfront comes in, changes things up, adds a different dynamic. Stanley Edgar, because what was her name? Who got blasted in season 1?
I don't know.
Pause. But Stillwell. Grace Stillwell?
Madeline
Stillwell, so like Stan Edgar's in charge. Well, he's always been in charge, but like he's more play. So it's just a lot of character growth. It's a lot of story development. It's just a lot of boom, bang, bang. It's a lot of raw. It's a lot of vulgar. It's a lot of immaturity. It's
boring.
A lot of action. It's a lot of good
episodes
stuff.
And nothing is happening.
Oh my gosh, this is the best show on TV right now.
It's not even on TV. It's on Amazon Prime.
Well, unlike you, I watch it on my TV.
All right.
So it's kind of hard to. I mean, you could. So again, I love the action. I love all the stuff, man. I just love this show. Watch the boys. Watch the boys.
Deuce. I mean, just like. just like. Objectively, can we just admit that the action scenes aren't the greatest? It's like you're just like, oh, it's dark, flashing like cut, like editing cut. It's like the action scenes aren't good.
Everything about the show is good. The Boys, season 2.
I'm of the opinion that season 1 was better than season 2, even though I didn't particularly like either one of them.
All right, man. So I'm ready to get into these spoilers. It's getting a little hot in this jacket. I don't got a shirt on underneath. I got to keep it on.
Why you put a shirt
on? Can we drop these scores, man?
Let's drop these scores. Is this for The Boys as a whole or just season 2?
It's for just season 2, but to be honest, I have the same score for season 1 and season 2.
You're about to give it a 10. Okay. For just season 2, okay.
For season 2.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, 10. I'm gonna hit y'all with that SpongeBob again.
Hopefully you watch one of our videos and you get the reference.
I'm gonna try to be a gentleman on this review.
I'm gonna lay my cards on the table.
Hold up. So the Deuce and Ace review
is a 6 out of 10.
Is a 6 out of 10. That's blasphemous.
That's The Boys is blasphemous. You giving it a 10 out of 10 for season 2 is blasphemous. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like season 2 at all. Trash season.
What didn't you like about it? Go ahead.
What didn't I like about it?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead of you.
Please.
Thank you.
Continue.
The pace and this. Most of my gripes are for season 1 and season 2, so just throw them all together. I'd probably give season 1 like a 5 out of 10 if we were scoring them. But the pace of the show is terrible. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, there'll be something happen at the beginning of the episode, then 50 minutes of quote unquote character development, even though most of the characters are stagnant. Most of the characters are unlikable, and then in the last 5 minutes, oh, crazy, something's happening. Oh, they're cursing. There's boobies. Oh man,
when was there like this show doesn't even have heavy boobage. If anything, it has more man butt.
Alright, well, whatever. There's sexual content. Oh, look at that. Oh man, someone's face got ripped off or something. It's like this show is just edgy for the sake of being edgy. I understand liking violence, liking gore, liking sexual content in your TV shows.
This is not a heavy sexualized show.
No. I'm saying I'm just watching the episode, and then the Deep just put his meat in a Starlight's face, and
no,
then
this is season 2.
I'm talking about the show as a whole.
It's not.
Well, what are you talking about? Homelander is just sitting there with the doppelganger guy. He's like, ooh, mommy milk boobies. Homelander's just at the end of just jerking off on the top of the sky. You got
He wasn't on top of the sky.
He was standing
skyscraper.
Whatever.
Okay, so here's the thing. So like, there's some shows, like a lot of shows that involve like Roman battles or like your Game of Thrones or whatever. It just be a bunch of wenches who just be butt naked just because it's boring storytelling and it's just the worst. And so they just had to throw some boobs in your face to make you interested. So Homelander potentially about to have interactions with Homelander and Madeline Stillwell, pour one out for not translucent, doppelganger. Like that in and of itself is character development, because we see that Homelander is lost without Stillwell. We see that Homelander has issues. So Homelander, the whole arc of Homelander this season, feeding off the last, is his desire for love.
That was his whole arc the first season too.
Okay, and so now, while he only found it in Stillwell, now he lost Stillwell, so we see he's still looking to find it. Then comes Stormfront. Then comes his son.
He just goes from one maternal figure to another semi-maternal figure in Stormfront. He like at the end of the first season, I was like, oh man, Homelander, he's gonna break free. Like, oh, I'm murder her because I don't need her anymore. The very next episode, oh, I'm crying in my cabin. Oh, hold me, mommy. It's like I understand what they're trying to say, but like, what was the point of him blasting her in that episode if he's just going to go back to the same guy in this episode?
Because that shows that out of anger, out of whatever, I don't need you. Rah!
Well, it wasn't anger. It wasn't because he was calm and poised because Butcher was about to blow her up.
No. Because she had lied to him. So that shows his God complex. Like, you lied to me. I'm freaking Homelander. Yeah! So now you just proved the point that that's even better character development.
It's not good character development because he is... I would say Homelander probably has the best character development out of all the characters, but it's still not great.
Name me a better character. Like, you don't have to like him. I know a lot of people don't like him. Well, name me a better TV character with all his nuance and face acting and elements and just power than Homelander.
Walter White, Breaking Bad, better character.
No.
Yes.
Heck no.
Jamie Lannister, Game of Thrones, better character.
No Game of Thrones character is better than that.
This dude only watched the first season, so he can't even speak to these things.
Huh? I'm just saying, like, Homelander, man, like, I think, again, this is Storytelling 424, like, just the story of Homelander. I do care about everyone else, but I don't care about nothing else. Homelander in and of itself, and his trials and his story and what he's going through and the emotion, like, that's great TV for me, man. I don't care if the action...
No. That can't be great TV because you got 15 minutes of that, but then you got 10 minutes of the Deep joining Scientology. You got 10 minutes of Frenchie and Chemical. You got 5 minutes of Huey being all sad. So I'm saying, okay, and that brings back to my first point. The pacing of the show is atrocious.
It's not atrocious. It's atrocious that you would claim that.
I'm saying, I didn't like, in the first season, I liked Starlight at the beginning because she just seemed like a nice person, man. Like, oh man, she's a real hero. She's gonna go out and do the thing. Ruin her character for me. She's like, Huey, you lied to me, but I still love you. Oh man, Homelander, I'm on your side. Nope, I'm with the boys again. Like, she her character degrades over time. Huey is just a whiny little, they ran through my girlfriend. We get it. It's sad. I would probably be sad too. But don't just whine your way through 16 episodes of TV. Billy Butcher's only defining character trait for upwards of 10 episodes is just saying the C word. Like, I'm angry. Frenchie's just a French guy. Mother's Milk, he's just a buff black dude. He's like, oh man, you know, I care about my family. His wife's like, hey, don't lie to me. Hey, I never want to see you again. The very next season, man, I gotta get back to my family. Your wife hates you because you're doing exactly what she asked you not to do.
Okay, his daughter, and you saw him hug his daughter, not his wife.
Exactly, and you're putting your daughter in danger. He willfully put his family in danger. Why? Because in the first season, Billy told him that they blew up Translucent.
No, why? Because again, the show is good at storytelling. It shows what Vought did to his father. So it's not as if he's just some random black guy who's like, oh, Billy Butcher, let me be your moral compass.
Wait, no, that's exactly what because he had no problem not being in the game for however long he was just at the boys' correctional facility.
No, but because he lost hope. He didn't think there was anything they could do, but now things are changing. He thinks they have a shot, so I'm down for the cause. I'm Mother's Milk.
Dumb name, first of all.
Okay, no one's arguing that.
But no, he's not down for because the whole time he could, if he is so down for the cause, why does he have to lie to his wife? He knows that he is putting his family in danger. He could have prepped them and said, "Hey, I'm going back to this world, so maybe you guys should get out."
Or maybe your question don't make no sense. You're saying if he's down for the cause, why didn't he do this? Well, we can fault him for not doing that. Maybe he should have. That doesn't mean he's not down for the cause. Those two things aren't related.
He's not. I'm not saying he's not down for the cause. I'm saying he wasn't down for the cause. You say, oh, he got hope. What hope? Billy talks to him for like a minute, like, I'm getting the team back together. I'm like, okay.
Well, they know each other. They have history. So if he's getting the team back together, clearly something's gone down. And clearly it did, a la season 1 of The Boys. But we're talking about season 2. We're talking about Stormfront. We're talking about Stanley Edgar. We're talking about Vought. We're talking about Ryan. That's Homelander's son. We're talking about, what's Billy Butcher's wife? Becca, we're talking about Becca, we're talking about all these things. We're talking about the Church of the Collective. We're talking about Senator Newman. We're talking about exploding heads. We're talking about everything. We're talking about long sausage, baby. We're talking about
and all of that he's talking about
Black Noir, baby. We're talking about soups. We're talking
and all
about
of that
The Boys.
is 30 minutes over an 8-hour time frame. That is my biggest gripe because I found it so boring and
Lamplighter
and tedious to get. I'm not saying there weren't.
Queen Maeve. The Deep.
Sorry, go ahead, Deuce. You clearly want to talk.
Frenchie, Kimiko, her brother, man, the emotion.
And he's just
the sign language.
It's rude to people who actually use sign language.
She doesn't use real sign language. She used a creative language because, again, the storytelling. Because everything that happened to her.
Just because there is a story doesn't make it good storytelling.
That's what they say in Storytelling 101, but Storytelling 424.
You ain't take Storytelling 424. You took I Like Dumb TV Shows 207.
I took History of Rock. I thought that would be an easy class, but I got a B because it was too much music. Anyway.
Whatever, man. But I'm just saying, it's just so tiresome to slug through this stuff to get to the quote-unquote good part.
There's no slugging, dog. Oh, my gosh. I'm compelled. I'm like, dog, I'm interested in everybody's story. I want more Queen Maeve. I want more Black Noir. I want more Deep.
Queen Maeve had no agency.
Exactly. I want more of her, though. Because I want to see what her story is.
You want more Black Noir? You're like, oh man, he's like a ninja. Actually, Black Noir is my favorite character because he just go to work and then we don't see him anymore.
But when he go to work, don't he go to work?
No, because the action scenes and the lighting is terrible in this show. It's like, yeah, oh man, he cut off a terrorist's head. Like, yeah, that could be cool, but it's not because I would say all the action is static rather than kinetic. So you're like, ooh, cut, ooh, cut, ooh, cut, rather than like a flowing fight scene where you see stuff happening. And there's very little. I hate how they call them soups. This doesn't affect my. It's just dumb. Like, call them superheroes, whatever, but it just hits my ear wrong to say soup. But there's very little soup on soup fighting. It's mostly just soups murdering random people, or the boys like, oh man, what crazy contraption can we do that we could get that inevitably is not going to work that we can do up against these soups.
Growing up, Ace was a picky eater. Mostly chicken nuggets, pizza, and toasted cheese sandwiches. Some people refer to it as grilled cheese. So he never ate soup. And maybe that's why he has an issue with soups. I don't got no issues with soups.
Growing up, I love chicken noodle soup, so clearly Deuce doesn't even know his own brother.
I love the soups. I love The Boys. Now, so they'll have, for the episode where Homelander he shoots a super terrorist and then ends up killing, just a random bystander African. So you're like, oh, it's not that much action. They do a scene like that to further the story. This show is all about story.
Wait, but I don't know how long I've been talking. 10 minutes ago, you're like, oh man, the action is so dope. What action is dope? Give me an example of a dope action sequence. Not something, oh man, that was visceral. Oh man, he ripped someone's head off. An actual action set piece that was interesting.
I don't know what visceral means.
It means like gory, like, oh, he just ripped someone's head off. Like, it's kind of like the viscera of your intestines and stuff. Visceral.
Oh, wow. Okay, so...
Eviscerate would be also a...
Okay, so this is season 1, but my favorite scene is when A-Train is just ramming Kimoko's head. No,
that is not an action set piece, dog. He's just...
I didn't say a set piece.
That was my question.
I said the action. That's action. I don't know how else you describe that. It's not a noun. It's not an adverb. That's action. Banging.
Yes, but that is... It may look cool, but I'm saying it's not good action to me.
I'm saying I don't know where you at. I'm saying so like.
So tell me a cool fight scene.
The fight scenes are not disconnected from the story. So like, sure, is Stormfront, not Stormfront, Starlighter, Kimoko, and maybe say her name wrong. Queen Maeve, them jumping Stormfront. Is that the coolest fight scene in the world? No, but is that a cool fight scene within the story? Definitely yes. It's
no.
Dog. So like just seeing Homelander just straight up smash the blind Asian dude. Boom! Like, is that
a blind Asian dude?
When the lady, she was like, "Oh, we got a new suit," and he's kind of like Asian Daredevil. And he's like, "Well, what happened there?" Boom! Like, okay, I call that action.
I want to. Again, I saw that. That's just like technically an action is happening, but that's not when you think about comic book TV shows and movies. That's not action.
So you're going to say the action that you see in Marvel movies is better than it?
Most Marvel movies, the action is pretty bad. I can freely.
So what is your example of great action?
The hallway scene from Daredevil, the TV show. Most of the fight scenes in Captain America, Winter Soldier, when he's like fighting the titular Winter Soldier. I'm saying those were great action.
Okay, so hey, don't get me wrong, Winter Soldier, definitely top 5 Marvel movie. Maybe top 3. I'd have to re-rank them.
Definitely not top 3.
But top 5. So don't get me wrong, I love the action, but that stuff is stylized and choreographed, and especially the Daredevil scene, like, that's cool. That's visibly cool, but it's unrealistic. Like, dude.
But superheroes flying and shooting laser beams are realistic. I'm saying it's superhero stuff. It's all unrealistic.
I'm talking about from the sense of story. Like, so why, if it's a gang of what are the dudes?
Mafioso?
No, like the people who work with Elektra that starts with an M.
The Hand?
Yeah, if it's a group of the hand soldiers, that does not start with an M. But if it's a group of the hand soldiers and they're just wrecking, it is like certain scenes work for us in the audience. And that scene, amazing scene, don't get me wrong.
He wasn't even fighting the Hand in that episode. It was just random Russian gangsters. So I don't know what point you're trying to make.
Okay, but I'm saying whatever. Cool scene, but why they all going to wait so that they can just get whipped in a single frame shot? What's it called?
A long take?
A long take. Like, the long take only exists for our viewing pleasure. It's not realistic. So yes, superheroes flying and lightning off is not realistic, but in the terms of this, in the scope of this show, the action scenes make sense. In the scope of the show, Homelander is mad and he lasers you in half. Like, yeah, we see stuff all the time with people with lasers. It's like, even with lightsabers, like, they're dead. No, bro, I don't care if it's a clean cut. There should be more realism in that action.
The lightsaber cauterizes as it cuts, so there is no blood. So you get your arm chopped off.
They be like, June,
and it's cauterizing the wound inside you. There's literally no blood to come out.
I'm not talking about the blood, but I'm saying it should be more. This show gives you more. Like,
lightsaber's an elegant weapon for an elegant age. Shout out Obi-Wan.
But I love DC characters. I love like their purity. I love like their, just their regalness. And so The Boys gives me that regalness, that purity, only instead of purity, it is depravity. And I love that, dog. Like,
all of the costumes look like trash cosplay.
No, man, shout out to the costume designers.
No,
man.
Homelander's costume looks like Queen Maeve looked like someone looked at a Wonder Woman costume like, yeah, I can make that at home.
They're clear parodies.
But they look bad.
They don't look bad.
A-Train's costume looked like some dude who's like on a Wheaties box or something. Just like, oh man, what if it's cool if I had on like a bodysuit?
Keep talking, man.
No.
Keep talking.
Where's he going? I'm so confused.
Man, so we're in the DMV, and you know what are these dudes called again?
Hockey players? The Capitals?
The Capitals, you know, they be doing it big. I'm not a hockey fan. Why is this in my house?
Well, they got OVOs.
I didn't even know they made OVOs.
Wait,
I just got OVOs.
are these like off-brand Cheerios or what are
I don't know. These are just in my house. Somebody help me. Subscribe to Deuce and Ace Brother the Movies.
Wait, no. But tell me, dog, that A-Train's outfit don't look similar to that. It looks like a sports set.
A-Train's outfit looks perfect. The only outfit I really don't like because it looks like she has a little diaper on is Starlight's. Like it's unflattering for her.
I'm saying it looks like a child made it. That's what most of the costumes look like. Black Noir is just wearing black. The Deep's just wearing off-brand Aquaman stuff. Like I get it. They are parodies of the Justice League, but that can only take the show so far. I need more than just seeing, oh man, let's make fun of Aquaman for 16 episodes.
So yeah, the Deep is a comical character. Like
he's not funny.
I'm not saying he's funny, but I'm saying his character is like, his only development is literally like, haha, how much could we issue on the Deep? So yeah, aside from that,
and they spend so much time on it. The whole Church of Superhero Scientology, whatever it is, that is at least 20% of this season.
Man, Ace is a hater. If you like gore, if you like realism, if you like refined, nuanced action and character development in your superhero story,
there is nothing nuanced about someone just lasering through someone. I'm saying, I like gore, I like realism. I was saying this earlier, but you kind of cut me off very rudely. But I believe I said this to Deuce. Come on, dog. We're going to get copyright strike by OVOs because we don't have the license to put their products in the thing, man. Come on.
This ain't a sponsored video. We'll be upfront and honest with you.
Maybe we can get sponsored by OVOs.
OVOs.
Hey, Alex Ovechkin, come on, dog.
But,
I said, to me, this show is all sizzle, no steak. It's like the trimmings, it's the trappings, it seems like it should be cool, but when you really look at it, there's a pit of nothingness with the show.
And I'm going to use your example against you. So, say you're at Chevy's. Say you're anywhere where you hear a sizzling fajita plate. Like, you're content. Like, you're content with your meal. Like, your meal is delicious. So, yeah, you got the sizzle, and you're like, oh, what's that? And you come right back to your meal.
Wait.
This is the boy.
No. Because you have to have had a meal first. I got my meal. I'm saying that The Boys doesn't give me a meal. I'm just hearing the sizzling in the kitchen. I'm like, man, where my fajitas at? But man, see, I don't got nothing.
I hear the sizzle in that certain scenes, but then I got my 3-item combo. I got my chicken flautas. I got
this
my
dude
taco.
knows the entire...
I got my cheese and beef enchilada with the refried beans and the rice. I'm content. I am full. And the sizzle, be that the gore, be that the vulgarness, be that the C word thrown in my face ad nauseum, like, that's the sizzle, and it's like, oh yeah, now let me eat my meal. And the meal is the story. The meal is the character development. The meal is this great show. 10 out of 10, baby.
2 out of 10 for season 2. I would not recommend the show to anyone.
I would. On my brother's life, I would. After all that, what you looking forward to in season 3?
I will not be watching season 3 of The Boys.
He'll be watching season 3, and starting October 30th, he'll be watching The Mandalorian, so we can get season 2 reviews for you.
That is already out of the question. Check our Mandalorian reviews, but I'm definitely not watching that.
Yeah, but yeah.
And I'm saying most of the issues I had with The Mandalorian they're completely separate entities, but are similar to the issues I have with this. Minimal character development. The characters are... I don't like them. The characters suck. And the show is so boring for 80% of the runtime. So, I'm saying, America, if that's what you like, you do you. You watch The Boys. I'm not hating on you for watching The Boys. I'm just saying I'm not part of that, The Boys. Honestly, I just want Homelander to just murder everyone so the show could be over. That'd be my ideal season 3.
Okay. Well, America, we know that you guys like The Boys. World, we know you like The Boys. We know you like Deuce and Ace. Please subscribe. Follow us on social media at Bro to the Movies.
Can we just talk about how like Stormfront is a 100-year-old Nazi?
Yes, we can, because that's story development.
It just felt like so random. Like, oh yeah, man, sometimes superheroes could just live to 100, and she just knows Hitler and, I don't know, Goebbels.
Why is that random when it makes sense that superhero serums a la Captain America and World War II? Like, it makes sense. Like, it's great storytelling. It would make sense that this would be a result of Nazis trying to find superior beings in their Aryan race.
We also talk about how she was previous Liberty, but now she's Stormfront. Does she have the same power set she did as Liberty? Because everyone who knew of Liberty was like, hey, she's shooting purple lightning. That's what that chick did.
They didn't have cameras. Things weren't recorded. To the extent that they are
But they have comic books about her, so clearly they know of her, and the public knows that she existed. And I assume in your comic you would use your powers.
Okay, but be that as it may, again, their emphasis on the story to show that evil constantly stays there. It's the same evil as before, and that mirrors our real world, and that the evil just takes on a different name and a different shape. We're not going there, but you know what we're talking about.
But maybe in that sense, where it is literally one person and her powers should be the exact same, it's bad writing then that no one other than random black lady in North Carolina realized it. She's the only person who ever saw Liberty in person.
Okay,
I'm gonna say, and it's things like it's all over the place.
But
right?
there's more show. We know that.
Not for me.
We know that Soldier Boy is coming. So who knows what flashback?
Trying to get the Soldier console.
But who knows what's going to be deliberating again?
To me, I can't care because can I finish?
I mean, you kind of interrupted what I was about to say.
Because you've been interrupting me all video. I was just trying to get my points out, man.
That's extreme. This is recorded, so we can go back and see who interrupted who.
Carry
on, King.
Thanks,
go ahead,
King.
King.
Thank you, King. I'm sorry. You can't just, for me, I can't sit there and watch a season of a show and have most of it just be set up for the next thing. So if you're like, oh man, who knows? Maybe they can bring it up next season. Like, to me, that's a year from now, possibly. I don't know when the schedule for these things are. So you can't just not satisfy the viewers in the season and be like, oh, you just got to watch it next time to find out.
No. I'm not saying that I'm not satisfied. I'm not saying the viewers are not satisfied. I'm saying maybe your question will be addressed. My whole thing is, regardless of if it's addressed or not, and there's flaws, I'm not saying this is a perfect show. Even though
you gave it a 10 out of 10. That's perfect.
So that means I truly want to give it a 12 or 11, but because of its flaws, I bring it back down to a 10.
That's not how rubrics work. That's not how numbers work.
Okay, so it met all my rubric. It didn't get.
Then it must have been perfect.
No, it's just
perfect. What is your scoring rubric, Deuce?
I mean, I can record a video that tells you all my scoring rubric, but
because he doesn't have one at this moment, he's just making stuff up.
Regardless,
he just liked it a lot, so he gave it a 10.
You're dang straight, because at the end of the day, that's what media is supposed to do, entertain. I was entertained to the utmost. Yeah, there's stuff I could say didn't make sense. Yeah, there's stuff that was lame. Yeah, I could say that some of the actors aren't the best actors, but
most of them.
But regardless of all that, the story
was bad.
The story was compelling. Oh, dog hair. The story was compelling.
Atrocious.
And it kept me engaged.
Not at all.
It kept me engaged. It kept me wanting more. It kept me. That's the only way I can describe that.
Not even a word.
So for season 3, I'm looking forward to see what happens now that this advisory of superhero affairs is going on. What happens now that Huey is working with Senator Newman? What happens now that Congressman Newman that we now know Newman is in bed with Edgar? What happens now that we got Soldier Boy? What happens now that Kimiko and Frenchie are now so in love?
They danced once. They're not.
Dancing is the language of love. I'm from France.
Stop appropriating French culture.
They have some French fries over there.
Those are American.
And they were potato wedges. But I'm so interested. I'm so compelled. Like I just want more and more and more. I love this show. You love this show. In the comments down below, tell us what you liked about this review, what you liked about The Boys, and what you would like to see in Season 3. I'm Deuce.
I'm Ace.
And this has been Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies. Out!
Hey, Deuce and Ace here. Thanks again for sticking around for the whole video.
We're so glad you did. We hope you enjoyed the movie reviews, the trailer reactions, the funny bros, and the quality content. If you do, be sure to subscribe, check out these videos, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bro to the Movies.
Deuce and Ace.